Welcome back, everyone, to my channel. And today I'm going to do part two. I'm going to talk about part two of making a doll baby. I think last time I discussed using a doll baby for different works, a doll baby for healing. You can use it for revenge or you can use it for love. Okay. Um, I definitely have a doll for myself that I use for healing. That I work on my chakras with. I just do different things for myself, self love. So, by creating a doll baby for yourself, it could be multifunctional. But I'm not going to talk about that today. Today, I'm going to talk about making a doll baby for other purposes. And last time I showed you how to create the base for the doll by putting the two sticks together, and then you would use something to intertwine them. So you have got your two sticks, okay? You would use something like a leaf or a plant to join these two together where they cannot fall. That's the first part. You got to get all your materials together, everything that you're going to use. What are you going to stuff the doll with? Um, Once you get all your materials together, it's best to get like a small box like this. Simple dollar store box, or you can wrap it in cloth. And what you're going to do is you're going to dig a hole in the earth. Now, you don't want to put, your clothes and different things that you're going to use for your doll baby, because those things have the person's energy connected to it. Hopefully, you have gotten a shirt or you have gotten some sort of clothing item or article that you can add to your doll to connect it to the person. Also, items of hair, okay? Some other things that you can do, say for instance, like you popped a pimple or something, you can get a cotton ball or that little, this is a dove feather. This is one of the ingredients that I'm using for my love doll, okay? And so this is dove's feathers. I have a dove, so I'm lucky enough to be able to collect those feathers, okay? And that's representative of love. I'll also be using this simple tame your man herb spell kit. This I pre-purchased. So I'm not really sure all of the herbs, what herbs are included in here. But for your love doll, simple love herbs that you can use. Let's see, you can use jasmine, okay? White jasmine flowers you can stuff your doll with, okay? You can also stuff it with rose petals. This is rose powder, so just the closest thing I have to me. Lovage is also another one, or calendula, okay? Those are your basic love herbs. If you want to keep it simple, you can go ahead with calendula and rose petals. It's really simple. You can purchase calendula online. But after you get all your herbs and things together, you want to put it inside of a cloth or something to this extent where you can bury it, okay, under the earth. And you want to bury it for 3 days to cleanse the energy. You can also cleanse the energy using something like Palo Santo, okay, or sage. But the best thing to do is to go ahead and bury it, because some of the items, the flowers and whatnot, it's kind of hard, okay, to sage them. unless you've got something to put them in and you can sit it on top of the smoke and, just let it go without making a mess. But definitely, you want to bury it. You want to cleanse the energy, because other people who have touched those items, okay, they will decrease the forces of energy that you're using and, cause them not to affect the person so much. So you definitely want to get that cleansing in. And after 3 days, you want to go back out. You want to unbury the items. You want to get the items and bring them in so that you can start to work on your doll. Another good thing to use, if you're making 2 dolls, say you're making 2 dolls, one for you and one for someone else in reference to love, I suggest using Adam and Eve roots for the heart, okay? You can either use Adam and Eve roots for the heart, or like I said, you can get a Q-tip if you have some of that person's blood, and or some cotton, and simply put it on that cotton, and you can stick that in there as the person's heart. Let's see, what other ideas do I have for a doll? One of the other things that you want to do is, after you get your doll completed, which I'll be showing you a completed doll in just a second, but after you get it made and together and you've created it and it's all together, you still have to bring it to life. So you've got all these items in your doll and you're ready to go. I'm going to come with the part 3 for that. But you want to connect with a deity, or someone that you can present these items to on the other side. Or else you just made a doll like anyone else makes a doll, right? And it's somewhat connected to that person, but not really, because you don't have the spiritual ties. I know everybody wants me to show them how to do that, and I will. But first, you got to get it all made. You got to get it all together. I don't use like needle and thread to sew the doll, okay? It'll become a big mess if you're not really good at that. I know how to sew really well, okay? But I'm more better with the sewing machine. Plus, I don't like threading needles. So what I do is I take my doll. Here's my doll, right? It's all wrapped. It's all together. I have it all wrapped. So around the bottom, I just tie like a little belt, okay? And it's stuffed. It's going to hold that in around the foot and around the top part. Then I tie another one around the torso. And then the arms, make 2 ties at the top and the bottom, the shoulder and this. And then on the other side, okay? And then the head. Of course, you're going to put it over the head and tie it like this. Simple way to make a doll. It's not going to take you that long. You won't be bothered by it. Or you could take the time to cut the pattern out and to sew it together and then stuff it. For me, that's not going to work. So I'm just going to do, where I tie the torso. Now, sometimes you can buy like pre-made dolls. My personal doll is a pre-made doll that I definitely opened up. I attached my articles to it like hair and whatnot. Corn silk is another good thing to use for a doll. So if you've recently, bought some ears of corn That's perfect. Okay, really good, strong material. And you want to use natural materials. You don't want to have too much fake stuff, you know. Only thing really should be like clothes, maybe string. But everything else should be from nature. Feathers should be from nature. The wood stick should be from nature. Your rose petals should be from nature. Every single thing should be from nature. I went and bought the roses with the little green like leaves in it. They're very, very strong. And so this is something that I use to tie. Okay, it's just a leaf. I separate it into like 2 or 3 strands, and then now I can use it as like thread. Okay, so nothing else is going to be man-made or be touched by anyone, okay, except for you. So that's basically what you want to do uh, to get all your items ready so that you can actually create the doll, build the doll, put the doll together. While you're doing this, you want to have a white candle lit. You want to have some water nearby. Um, Maybe even the person's picture, so that you can really connect to that energy. I wouldn't rush with the doll. Be sure to take your time. It takes me about a month to do my dolls. Why does it take me a month to do my dolls? Because I'm getting the articles ready, I'm burying it, I'm making a psychic connection with the person. And then I'm also making sure I'm in the correct frame of mind. I meditated, I've really got a connection with the spiritual realm. Okay. If you don't, dolls really don't work. If you don't have effigies, dolls really don't work. Now, I've heard some people print out that person's photo and actually make a doll with that person's photo. Um, I mean, yeah, you can try it. Me, I don't like to waste time in magic. So I always make sure I have personal articles from the person. Um, and the only time I don't is when it's a dire emergency. And I always tell people, if you don't have personal articles, kind of makes the magic a little bit weak. So you need things from people with their energy on it. So if you want to make a doll, and hey, this is your choice. I'm not suggesting anything to you, but collect things from that person. Collect their hair. Collect different things from that individual. Even because a lot of people wait until there's a problem or an issue to solve. I never do that. Um, so, you know, when people give you things or you have that opportunity to collect something from them, do. And I'm not saying do it with evil intent. But if that person means something to you, that's okay. Especially when we're doing things like healing. Now, with the love dolls, I don't really advise people to use those for someone who you don't have a history with. You're not connected to them in any way. Um, I mean, it could be a waste of time. It's better always in magic to work with seeds that are already planted. Okay? Because the forces, like you're bringing those two forces together and they need to align. So, definitely have some connection or some sort of seed with the person. You don't want to do this for a person who, you've barely known or you've never really had a deep conversation with. It's going to be really hard to make a psychic connection with that person. So you can do the doll, and you probably have to exchange energy with some sort of spirit that you may not know anything about, or that may bring some sort of negative energy to you. Okay. Um, In the past, the doll baby was sometimes the easiest way to really affect a person. Honestly, that is one of the best ways to kind of work on the person's mindset. Okay. Um, some people say skull candles, different wax dolls. I say okay, but you know, you got to keep on making them. Now, another thing you could do is make a very small doll, maybe like a clay doll. And you could stuff the herbs inside and all your effigies, okay? Um, and you can put that in like a oil lamp, okay? And so that way you can hold on to it and you can continue to work that oil lamp, but you don't have to touch the doll itself or anything. You can put it inside the oil lamp, you can put herbs in it, you can put, you know, different things. There's all kind of ways that you guys can do magic, okay? Especially with the doll baby. Now, I'm going to end it with this, but a lot of, you know, the kind of media type things we see with dolls is sticking pins in dolls. To really hurt someone that way, you would have to have a really, really strong connection. Okay, so that means your effigies, that means building a psychic connection with the person. And that also means taking the law of correspondence and really applying that through meditation. So, you know, being able to really put yourself in a frame of mind where you're connected and focused with that person at that time that you're doing it. You know, a lot of people think like they can just do this stuff, but you really have to have some strong, powerful connections within yourself as well as in the spiritual realm to make a doll work. So if you're ever scared that someone is using a doll on you, I would definitely find out how deep or how, you know, how much professional experience has this person had. Okay. Magic is like a science. It's really, really like you have to make that connection. Okay, the law of correspondence is that connection. The law of attraction is that connection. And psychic thoughts. So you have to be really, really strongly in control of your thoughts. And you've got to work with the doll for a while. Like it takes time. Okay, so if you've done a doll and you feel like it hasn't worked or it hasn't been effective for you, don't give up. So I'll be right back. Well, I don't want to show my doll. I was going to show it, but I don't want to show it. Because the reason why is very personal to me, and I need to not have additional eyes on it. And that's another thing with magic. You don't want to have too many eyes on it. Okay. But anyways, I'll end with that. So the main point of this video was just to make sure that you bury things, you cleanse things, and that you use all natural materials when you're making your doll, and some shortcuts to getting rid of the sewing aspect of it. Excuse me. You can be really creative with dolls and just do so many different things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not going to show my doll. And when I am talking about this sort of magic, it's kind of hard for me to show things that I'm working on. So I have to like do a sample for you. But I will, on part 3, show you how to connect with the doll. And I will have a sample for you so that you can see, and I will kind of take or open it up so that you can understand all of the steps and exactly what I'm saying. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure you click the like and subscribe button so that you will be notified when I upload new content. Thank you so much.